Alright, children, it's time for you to hear a story that I've wrote. It's called Night of Stars, and I do hope you enjoy it. Once upon a time, a legend was born, one of great importance for the future that followed. "Daddy, tell me about the moon again," a young boy told his father. "If you insist, my son," the father replied. After a few seconds of silence, the boy's father begins to tell his son the legend of the moon that filled the void of darkness in the sky. Long ago, in a time where the night was empty with no light at all, lived a man about the age of 25. He was just a commoner amongst the people of this city. He had the wild dream of being a king in the big city. With his dream in mind, he packed his things and traveled long days and nights to get to the city. And as he reached the limits of the city, he soon realized that he was out of place. Everyone around him were in fancy dresses and fancy shirts, while he wore a simple shirt made out of a potato bag and shorts made from rags. He kept walking in the city, and everyone around him were giving him funny looks and calling him a poor piece of scum. He remained silent and kept walking, holding back the tears of pain that came with the mean comments about his wealth and clothing. He walked with his head down so he wouldn't have to look into the cruel eyes of those around him. But because his head was down, he couldn't see where he was going and walked headfirst into what felt like a brick wall. He slowly lifted his head, hoping and praying that he hadn't run into someone. To his luck, he ran into a giant of a man. Due to having walked, dust was all over the traveler, and he got dust on the man's shirt, which caused him to become enraged. Though, as the man pulled his fist back to punch our traveler in the face, a woman ran in front of the traveler and screamed at the man to stop. To the traveler's surprise, the man really did stop and just walked away with his friends. The woman grabbed the traveler's hand and ran away from the streets into a small hut. "Hello, my name is Melody." Melody introduces herself to the traveler, to which he replies with, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Melody. My name is Corvo." Corvo laughed with delight at meeting a new friend in the city. "My dream is to become a king of this city." He smiled that he finally got to share his dream with a new face. "You must be enlisted in the army to become a king, Corvo," Melody told him with complete seriousness. Some years passed from that point in time, and the story picks up when Corvo is coming back home from war to Melody, his wife. He sits at the table and looks at Melody. She seems to have a sad face on today. Corvo asks her, "What's wrong, my love?" She replies, "We can no longer pay rent, Corvo," she says as a tear begins to fall from her beautiful ice blue eyes. Night falls and footsteps are heard outside of Corvo's house. He stands up and walks down the stairs with Melody behind him. He looks in the kitchen as Melody waits in the living room. Corvo grabs his sword off the wall as the door gets broken down by one man. The man aims at Melody and pulls the trigger, but Corvo runs in front of the bullet and gets hit directly in the lung. "It's my turn to protect you." As his lungs fill with blood, he shoves his sword through the man's heart and falls to the floor. Melody takes Corvo's head onto her lap and begins to have tears in her eyes. Tears begin to land on Corvo's face. He opens his eyes for the last time and whispers, "Melody, my love for you shall shine like the sun." In that moment of time, Corvo's body began to glow. His body also began to evaporate. But before he is completely gone, he tells Melody, "I will always be watching over you." The golden smoke that used to be Corvo's body floated into the sky. Melody quickly followed and looked into the sky where the smoke was heading. A big round object appeared in the sky, giving the people of Earth light. Every night, Melody would go outside and start talking to Corvo until the day she died. As the boy's father finished the story of the moon, he begins to have tears in his eyes. My son, when you find the one for you, give her love and make her smile every day. Make sure your love for her can rival that of Corvo's love for Melody. His father kissed his forehead. Good night. I love you, son. And then walked out of the door, letting his son dream of endless imagination. In the morning, the boy heard his mother calling him. Justin! Come downstairs! Justin did as his mother asked and walked down the stairs. Please take the dog for a walk, his mother said. Justin grabbed the leash and walked the dog to a cliff that overlooks the whole kingdom. Look, boy! As Justin pointed to the kingdom that was below him. Justin looked at the gates that led into the kingdom and saw the royal army marching. It's probably just a drill, Justin says as his dog growls with concern. Justin ran into the forest and saw a beautiful woman. Just the sight of her made his heart pound, like it was going to pop right out of his chest. His stomach filled with butterflies, his mind began to wander. He came back to reality from the sound of her scream. Justin jumped into action and climbed a tree and ran across the branches to see what was causing the girl distress. It was a wolf! Fear began to creep up Justin's spine. But then the girl screamed again and Justin regained his confidence. He wasn't going to let any harm come to her. Justin jumped and caught the wolf and the girl by surprise. Justin bit the wolf's ears, causing it to squeal in pain. Justin got off and looked at the wolf dead in the eyes and told it to get away. The wolf did not recognize Justin as the dominant force in this situation. It attacked with his fangs jutting right out of his mouth, ready to rip the throat right out of Justin's neck. Sorry, I lost my place. He wasn't about to fake or take this. He was in no way ready to meet death, let alone his maker. Justin grabbed the back of the wolf's neck and pushed it into the dirt, bringing his knee down on the back of the wolf's neck, snapping its spinal cord, killing it instantly. Justin stood and ripped the wolf's canine teeth right out of its mouth. He presented them to the girl. Hello, my name is Justin, he says as politely as he can after killing a wolf. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Justin. My name is... Charlie. A smile began to creep onto Justin's face, for it was the most beautiful name to match the most beautiful girl in the world. They parted ways and Justin whistled loudly at his dog, and his dog came running, with a rabbit hanging out of its mouth. Good boy, Justin says as he pats his dog's head. Justin and the dog get home from just before dinner. At the table sat Justin, his brother, and his parents. They were eating rabbit stew. Justin went to bed right after dinner, not revealing what had happened in the forest. As he slept, he dreamt of Charlie, her beautiful face and sparkling eyes. It was his every dream come true. Some years have passed since that time. Charlie had forgotten about the boy from the forest and is now focused on what she was born to do, becoming the queen. She didn't want it, but it was her birthright to be the queen. She was alone in her room listening to blood on the dance floor, plotting an escape from this castle from her family. Later that night, a guard came to her room. Princess, you have a package. Leave it at the door and don't enter, she screamed. She hated this place. As she heard the footsteps disappear, she went to the door, looked at the ground. Laying there was a single rose and a note attached. That the note read, "Hello, my love. I suppose you don't remember me, but that is all right. If you still have the tooth, you should remember. I will be waiting at the edge of the cliff that overlooks your mother's kingdom. Meet me there." A tear came to her eyes as she looked at her wolf's tooth necklace. She whispered, "I will meet you there, my prince." Later that night, she climbed the cliff where Justin was waiting. As she got closer, he ran over and hugged her. They started talking about the years that had passed and what their dreams were, and realized their dreams were different. Justin wanted to be a king. Charlie wanted to leave. "I will protect you, my love. I will aid you on your journey." Just then, footsteps started coming closer, and then Justin realized that he was in such deep conversation that he hadn't heard the alarms at the castle. Just then, a royal guard came through the bushes and attacked. Without hesitation, Justin ran back at him. He remembered his father's word and protected the one he loves. The guard stabbed Justin through the stomach, but Justin stabbed the guard in the heart, or in the neck, with the wolf's tooth. Justin fell to the floor there. "Please go, Charlie. Fulfill your dreams." Charlie ran to Justin's side and kissed him as he took his last breath. As she kissed his now dead corpse, light started shining and Justin's body evaporated just like Corvo's. Justin became the stars in the night sky so he could forever watch over his beloved. The end. Okay, what'd you guys think?
It was amazing.
Thanks, guys. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story. I know it's a little long, but this is a Justin original story. Thought of it all by myself except for the name Corvo and Melody. I got the name Corvo from the game Dishonored. And I got the name Melody from Fairy Tail. Yeah! And Charlie from Alex. Because there's a different name. I would just rather not say it because I'm sick and tired of the real chicks' names bullshit. Alright, guys. I'll see you later.